Hey everyone, greetings from Baku, Azerbaijan. I'm back in my country after 1 year almost. It's extremely warm here. Like I couldn't imagine that it's gonna be that warm here. Like I remember, like I'm already here like for 2 days, and I'm just simply sweating all the day. I don't know, like it's extremely warm, and like according to the forecast, it's gonna be like 37 like in upcoming days that I'm already afraid of. Like it's totally different than Estonia, and I mean it's just the climate, so I have to get used to it. So yeah, and on this episode, I actually wanted to speak with you about my one of like several activities that I was basically dreaming or basically doing when I was child, and I mean basically when I was kid, and just wanted to share with you guys. Hope you will find it interesting. So now let's get started. So the first activity, basically what I was doing, I was writing a lot of poems, and like I think I started doing this like when I was 5 or 6 years old, because I was reading like quite a lot of books related to different types of like sections or like this sort of related issues. Like for example, I was reading a lot of fantasy books, like this, like I was not watching films that much, to be honest, but I was like really into the reading books. Like, so I was writing a lot of poems, so it was basically related to the nature, or it was related to the like environment, about the also the region. The name, it's named as Gedabai, which is actually on the western part of my country, like where actually I'm like slightly from. And basically it was pretty cool activities that I was doing. So I remember that I did this like poem writing stuff like for 5 6 years approximately, and I wrote like around 60 poems probably in Azerbaijani language. And I found it really interesting because I was like doing them in the evenings and in the early mornings. I was like kind of getting inspired by something, so I was doing, so basically when I was traveling to the city that I named Gedabai, basically I was like getting like kind of inspired from the nature and like these trees and forest. I was like, let's write some poem or something like that. And plus I remember that I also started like writing story. It was related to like five different persons from like variety of countries. They're gathering together in one ship, and they decide to travel to one of the islands from England, and to one of the islands, like I don't know, in somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean or whatever, like. And they have like really challenging things are happening to them during their trip, and it was like some sort of action book or story, whatever you can call it. Like I remember that I couldn't complete it at some point, but it was like it was like going quite interesting, but I don't know, I couldn't finish it, but whatever. Yeah, and then and another thing that I wanted to share with you guys was actually I was I really liked the languages, particularly learning something new about languages, and I started learning French when I was, I think, like 10 or 11 years old. Like I was like really interested in this country, learning the culture and the football. And by the way, I'm a like huge football fan, so I was like supporting Olympique Lyonnais in France. Like it's like not that much popular team in my country, but in an international level, it's quite popular. So basically, what I mean, like, I started like basically liking this language, and then interestingly, I wanted to create my own country, and its name was named as Frankine, which is actually coming from the name France. Like I just added en there. I don't know for why, but I just added, and like I wanted to create my own country, and I started like basically drawing the symbols of the country, like flag or I don't know, map, or the language which is going to be spoken in this place. Basically, I did almost all the main stuff that could be related to the like creating new country. Like it was pretty funny at some point, but it was like really imaginative and fantasy stuff. I think it was like basically coming from the books that I was reading. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool at some point. So I remember I still have some files with me that I'm like keeping, like what it could be in the future about this country stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you find it interesting, and I will see you in the next video. So take care. Bye bye.